The former Prime Minister Raila Odinga recently launched his quest to become the new African Union Commission chairperson after Musa Faki retires in an election that will be held next year. We are in November. We only have part of November and December. Then in 2025, an election is going to be conducted and the African presidents are going to take part in that election. They're about to kickstart a door-to-door campaign, moving from one country to the other, selling his ambition to Africa. And Raila says that he believes this is the time that Africa must realize its dreams. Kenyans are already divided concerning Raila's bid to replace Musa Faki. Others feel that Raila should have been in the country to help check William Ruto because they feel William Ruto's government is full of mistakes, from kidnappings to torture to corruption to wastage, and they feel that Raila needed to have helped Kenyans to check William Samoei Ruto. Raila supporters are saying that Raila should go forward and claim that seat because they are saying Raila has done enough. And they are saying that those who are complaining are wrong because Raila presented himself to them, but they refused to elect Raila. Instead, they elected William Ruto and they said William Ruto was the best president that ever happened to Kenya. Now that Raila has joined William Ruto, who they were saying is the best thing that ever happened to us, they are now complaining. I have heard this narrative that there are people who they don't want to elect Raila when Raila contests for a presidency. When Raila does not contest, they want him to be in the ballot. If Raila contests, they don't want to elect him. When Raila is quiet, they want him to go to the street to help check William Ruto. When Raila goes to the street, they say Raila is destroying their businesses. When Raila is in the country, they say he should retire to Bondo. When Raila wants to go for the AU seat, they say Raila should not go there, he betrayed. So it's difficult to be a Raila. The major setback, according to the anti-Raila campaign, they are saying that Raila betrayed the Gen Z protest. That is the song that they're singing, and they're saying that Raila took advantage of that protest. They felt William Ruto had been cornered and he was about to relinquish his position. There is a school of thought that is asking a very pertinent question, that had they succeeded in ousting William Ruto, then who would have become Ruto's replacement? According to the constitution, it goes without saying it is the deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua. Now, this anti-Gachagua are saying that both Gachagua and William Ruto are devils, but given a chance to elect one of them or to support one of them, they would rather go with William Ruto. I don't know. I don't want to go deeply into that story, but already the campaign team that is championing the campaign of Raila Odinga, the Secretariat, is already rocked in battles, fights, and wrangles. And I was reading this story and I was like, what is really wrong? Because these are the kind of stories that we've had, in fact, from 2013, 2017, 2022, that Raila's campaign team sometimes do not want him to become the president. They sabotage him, either intentionally or subconsciously. Now, there's a story that has been published in one of the dailies, and I want us to go through it. It says, why members of Raila's African Union Commission campaign secretariat are unhappy. You know, when a headline starts with a secretariat that is charged with the responsibility of championing Raila's campaign, this is the team that it will ensure that they strategize on what to do, how to meet presidents. Already we are being informed that they are not happy. Let's read a little bit. It says, former Prime Minister Raila Odinga's campaign for the championship of the African Union Commission is facing internal conflicts with factions within his campaign secretariat vying for influence and control of resources. Resources has been the major problem. Already there are two factions that are fighting. Amid reports of financial constraints, this, this secret wars ran the risk of diluting the effectiveness of strategic campaigns. This comes as Mr. Odinga is expected to begin a door-to-door campaign meetings with strategic leaders across the continent. Mr. Odinga's secretariat, now the victim of the fallout, is made up of officials from the President's office, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and his own strategists, including diplomats and experts. The team is headed by Foreign Affairs Principal Secretary Dr. Singoi and former Kenya's ambassador to the United States, Elkanah Odemba. Elkanah is a very close ally of Raila. They've been working hand in hand. Other members of the team include former Executive Secretary of the Intergovernmental Authority on Development, IGAD, Mahmoud Maalim, Ambassador Anthony Okara, Professor Makau Mutua, another very close ally of Raila. They've been together. Former Nyeri Deputy Governor Dr. Caroline Karugu, and digital strategist Pauline Njoroge. Those are faces that we know. A member of the team confided to the nation on Tuesday that the Secretariat is facing internal conflicts as some members are yet to receive their monthly allowances, even though they are included in the budget prepared in June this year. That budget was prepared and their names were included, but they are unable to get their stipend. Now they say our stipend, in bracket note salary, as per the budget we developed in June, is an average of 400,000 per person. Wow. Per month. There are 10 of us. That includes 2 administrative staff. Remember, there are MFA, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and Office of the President staff as well, but they are salaried from their respective salaries. A member of the Secretariat told the nation. Now, I just want to conclude by reading this. If the monthly stipends were to be paid to the 10-member team, including members of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the President's office from June, when the budget was developed, this means that at least 20 million Kenya shillings is owed to the team. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to read further. This is self-explanatory. A few things come out. Number one, there are supremacy battles within this campaign team, the Secretariat. They are fighting for the control of resources. And we are also being told even the resources that they want to control are very scarce because they are members, because the team is made up of some staff from the Office of the President, staff from the Ministry of Affairs, and staff from Raila Odinga's office himself. So it seems they are already fighting the supremacy battle. Who is bigger? Who is more influential than the other? And the resources are often scarce because the staff from the Ministry of Affairs and the Office of the President have not been paid. And you see how expensive this is. 400,000 Kenya shillings per person per month. And they're saying that this has been cumulative, which to the effect that they are owed about 20 million Kenya shillings. So this campaign is really a very expensive affair. It is really taking a lot of taxpayers' money, and that is why we pray that Raila wins, because if he doesn't, then all this money is going to go to the drains. That's why some of us would want Raila to get this seat. But people are really worried because we've had this story. Like last time when Raila was campaigning to become the president, the 5th, you remember, there were allegations that the money that was meant to pay agents to help in the campaigns never reached the agents. And people have been claiming that it was Junet Mohammed who took this money. For sometimes after elections, Junet vanished. He took a sabbatical leave and we didn't know where he was when Azimio was running on the streets to force William Ruto to open the server. They were saying they didn't recognize Ruto's legitimacy. Junet was nowhere to be seen, and I remember even with Joe. But with the time Raila brought them back, Junet is a very close ally of Raila Odinga. Joe has since been made a cabinet secretary. But anytime Raila contests, we hear of people who are misusing money. We hear of people who are using this money meant for campaigns to get into individuals' pockets. If you talk to the other opponents, they will tell you that at some point, when the competitors' agents were given food, Raila's agents were looking at them, and some of them donated the very food that they were given to the agents of Raila, because these are people who know each other. So they shared whatever they had. It is very sad that all this always come after Raila has after his bid has failed. That is when we hear, oh, the campaign was shambolic, so and so took the money, there were supremacy battles. Even in the last year's campaigns, we had that the internal wrangles between those from Raila's office and those from Uhuru's office really jeopardized Raila's chances of becoming the president of the country. I'm looking at a situation where people are going to blame him again. If Raila does not clinch the seat, then this is when the Pandora's book will be opened. You will hear of so and so took the money. You will hear, we told Raila's people to do this, they don't do because they thought they were so close to Raila. And it is very sad. Because if you ask me, this is now turning out like a curse. If this is true, then they need to sit down very fast and champion the way forward. Recently, when they launched this bid officially in Ethiopia, people were wondering why Ethiopia. And then when William Ruto left abruptly to come and attend Maasai cultural event, people were like, so which is more important? Is it Raila's campaign that is only coming once, or the Maasai culture that will be held almost every year? People really, it really raised eyebrows why William Ruto had to rush. And then majority, or there was quite a number of people from Kenya, leaders, who are in that launching, and people were asking, so are they launching it for Kenyans alone, or they are launching it to the whole world? Then there was the question of, there is a lot of campaign in social media. When you look at Twitter, they keep on saying President so-and-so has accepted to support Raila. And it's full. So people feel that Raila should now walk out and meet people. He should start this door-to-door campaign to convince and persuade other presidents to come to help to support him, rather than his people doing it digitally in the digital platform, which is also good. What people like Pauline Njoroge are doing, but that is not enough. I don't think whether presidents will be looking at the Facebook and Twitter. I know this is going to be music to the people who do not want Raila to clinch that seat for different reasons. Others just want him to be in the country. Others want him to fail as a punishment for not standing with Gen Zs. But to those who support Raila and they want him to clinch this seat, they feel this is one of the saddest news. Ladies and gentlemen, the infighting has started. And when you hear this, know that something is cooking. And it will be bad news, I can assure you. If Raila does not clinch that seat, the political realignment might change, because politics is quite dynamic.